What are you doing? Hey everybody, I'm Tara from Crooked Row, and today is going to be all about the fruit trees. We are headed into that place and time when it's kind of all about pruning. I'm actually like looking at the fruit trees through the window right now. But one of the most important steps, we try to be an organic gardeners, and so one of the most important steps, especially with young fruit trees, and by young, I mean 4 years and younger, is spraying. And so there aren't a ton of options for spraying for organic gardeners, but there are some options. We like to use horticultural oil or dormant oil. And dormant oil is, I think, more essential than the copper that we mix in also, copper fungicide. And so, they are both wildly important. But if I had to only spray one of them right now, it would be the horticultural oil. In our area, we deal a ton with peach borer. And I know my cousin lives in Missouri and she deals with peach borer. And we know some other people that are in different parts of the United States and they deal with peach borer. So peach borer is just kind of a problem. And it can go in any of your stone fruit trees. It goes in, of course, peaches. It goes into the cherry trees, the plum trees, apricots, all of the stone fruits. And so it is wise to get your trees on a regular schedule of horticultural oil. They also call it dormant oil because you're supposed to do it when the trees are dormant. So the plum trees that we pruned last week, those are further along than what I would care for to spray the dormant oil on them. They tell you that once they have blooms, you know, don't spray the oil on it because it can hurt the pollinators. And while that is typically true, our plum trees bloomed early this year, and I always spray in March. And so we have just been having like 80-degree weather, and it caused those flowers to bloom. And so I have to use the dormant oil on it. And so there's just no choice there. But the rest of our trees are pretty tight buds still. They're still in that pointy stage. You know, they still haven't even broken yet. We're close, but no cigar. So I will follow package directions. I personally put in a gallon container. In a gallon container like this, the sprayer, I do 5 tablespoons of dormant oil and 2 tablespoons of copper fungicide. And you want to spray your trees where they're dripping. And you are going to use a good bit. I'll probably go through about 6 gallons. So clearly most of that's water, but the dormant oil, again, is essential. The other thing too, the reason why we go ahead and do copper fungicide is because it's nice that we can mix something and do a dual purpose spraying. But you kind of want to be ahead of the ball on any kind of fungus issues. And I don't know why, but like smaller fruit trees tend to get them. So we are knocking 2 things out in one swipe, and I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna spray the plum, the peaches, the cherries, and the apples. So we've got about 20 trees to do today. So I'm gonna go ahead and knock those out and staying ahead on your fruit trees. All of my fruit trees are 4 years and under that I'm working with today. Actually, there's one cherry tree that's like 8 years old. I still like to go ahead and dormant oil that tree because that tree in particular, it's out front. That's why I keep pointing that way. it struggled with peach borer so bad. There was a year we thought we lost it. Like the leaves were skeletonized. They like turned brown and skeletonized, and it was just suffering so badly. But you kind of get in and you dig those peach borers out, and then you spray it like mad. I use both the dormant oil and the copper fungicide. So that is the perfect thing for us in our area for us to keep diseases at bay. I know in the last video I had told you guys that our plum trees, this is like the first time ever, there was no disease in the winter, at the end of winter, early spring. That pruning we do, dead, damaged, and diseased, which you can do those at any point, by the way, because that does nothing but help the tree. Major pruning should be done at the end of winter, very beginning of spring. But there was no damaged. There was like 2 tiny little twigs that had a little bit of like pest damage on it. No disease. There's none, 0. So this does work. There's tons of fruit spurs on that plum tree. So we are hoping to get the tree great for next year, because we wait for the 5th year to take the fruit. Also, I was reading the other day, and I thought I would pass this along to you, is that a lot of professional arborists suggest that you don't need to keep fertilizing fruit trees after 5 years. And I didn't know that. But they should be sturdy enough on their own where you don't have to baby them. So if you have, in the past couple of years or just this year, are starting your orchard, be very happy that you are only going to baby these trees for the next 5 seasons. So it seems like such a daunting task while you're in it, but then once it's over, it's like, oh, okay, that was not that bad. So definitely, if you are trying to consider whether you should start your own orchard, it is so worth it. So I'm gonna get out there, I'm gonna get my coat on because it's very cold, and I'm gonna spray these fruit trees. So let's get started. Well, okay, I have gone and done all the fruit trees, and I actually snuck in there and I did some rose bushes too. The rose bushes that we have out in front, they are, one of them has that rosette disease, so it's getting kind of windy. Let me walk back to the greenhouse. Even though it has actually been a beautiful day today, it is extremely cold. And it's starting to get dark now, so I think we might have rain in our forecast. So, but in summary, please definitely spray your fruit trees. It helps. It's going to help them to thrive. I like to do so because of the timing. I like to, sorry. Because of the timing, I like to go ahead and spray them now. And we did prune the plum trees, but I like to wait a little later to prune my peach trees because I like to let them have a good bud break. So I go ahead and spray them now, and then I will prune them later. And maybe, especially just like on the tips where they've been pruned, I might spray a little bit of dormant oil on them. I know I'm gonna get emails over this. But I try to make sure that there's no blooms in play. So the peach trees are the most vulnerable, at least on our farm, it seems like. So really spray. I hope you caught in the video where all of my branches were dripping with this. So this is kind of some of the easier, I think, the easier garden work, but please do not neglect this chore. It will help your trees to survive. And again, we're trying to get them to year 5 so that we can pull that fruit off. So remember, if we can spray our trees and help them thrive, anybody can. Thanks, bye.